Look at my film autographs. This is another John Rhys Davies. This was the first time I met him, so this is still of him as Salah in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he also appeared in Last Crusade. He wasn't quite as chatty first time I met him, but he was really, really busy. But yeah, as I said earlier in a previous video, as it probably would be now, really, really nice guy. This is Irvin Kershner, who again I met at my first Collectormania. He directed Never Say Never Again. He also directed Empire Strikes Back and various other films. He was very elderly and very quiet, but pleasant enough. This was a gift. This is Pierce Brosnan, who of course played James Bond. This was also a gift. This is Rosamund Pike, and I still can't remember her character name from Die Another Day. It nearly came to me then, and then it went. Oh well, never mind. This was... I think this is an eBay purchase of Britt Ekland, who was Mary Goodnight in Man with a Golden Gun. This was an eBay purchase, definitely. This is Honor Blackman, who of course was Pussy Galore in Goldfinger, and was in the Avengers and lots of other things as well. This was a purchase. Yeah. Famke Janssen played Xenia Onatop in GoldenEye. This was a Christmas present, I believe. Sean Connery. This was an eBay purchase. This is Carrie Lowell, I'm not quite sure how you say her first name, who was Pam Bouvier in License to Kill. And this was also eBay. This is Talisa Soto, who played Lupe L'Amour in License to Kill. Probably my two favourite Bond girls there. This was a Christmas present. This was Halle Berry, who of course was Jinx in Die Another Day, and done so much more that you're all aware of. This was also... No, this was eBay, I think. This is Priscilla Presley, who played Della, who married Felix Leiter at the start of License to Kill. She was also in Mallrats as the fortune teller with unusual methods. This is another Carrie Lowell. This was also an eBay. As was this. This is Lois Chiles, who played Moonraker. This is silly. Holly Goodnight? No, Holly Goodhead, rather, in Moonraker. This was also eBay. This is Barbara Boucher, who was in the 67 Casino Royale as... Was she Moneypenny? Yeah, I think she was Miss Moneypenny. Done lots of other work as well, of course. This was in person. This was Corey Feldman, rather, who was in the Goonies as Mouth. He was very pleasant. He was primarily there as part of the Lost Boys reunion, but I've got him in here. This is Jeff. What's his surname on the back? Cohen. I don't need it. Jeff Cohen, who played Chunk in the Goonies, and who now looks nothing like that. Or actually, facially, you can tell it's him, but he's no longer that build, shall we say. But yeah, he was really nice. As was Kerry Green, who played Andy, also in the Goonies. Must get Martha. Don't know how, but really want to get her. This is Rosario Dawson. This was an eBay purchase. She was in Clerks 2, amongst many, many other roles. She is a favourite of mine. This is Salma Hayek. Again, this is another eBay. This was she was in Dogma as... Character name's gone. One of the muses. Bars. This is Julian Glover. This was in person at a London Comic Con. He played Ari Christatos in For Your Eyes Only. He was also in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. He's Game of Thrones, Star Wars, lots and lots and lots of stuff. Doctor Who. He was really nice. This was a through the mail. I was really chuffed with this. It was just after he was announced as Bond, and I couldn't find a decent steal. The only decent one I could find was him from the Tomb Raider film he was in. So I sent that off, and it was returned unsigned with this one, which I'm happy is genuine, because it was very early. Yeah, really happy with that one of Daniel Craig. This was in person. This was... his name's completely gone. Oh, what's his name? Help me. What's his name? No, he's completely gone. Can't remember his name. Played Jar Jar Binks. That's annoying. We didn't think we'd ever get into an event because of all the stick that Jar Jar gets. But he came and he did himself no favours because he just sort of sat there and didn't speak to anyone. And I understand, he got a lot of grief and it wasn't pleasant. But as Jake Lloyd discovered, lots of people will be nice to you and grateful just for you being there, if anything. And are unlikely to give you stick in person. So yes. No, can't remember his name. That was an entertainment media show, as was this one. This was Dennis Lawson, who was Biggs. No, he wasn't Biggs. He was... I can't remember the character name, but he was in all the original Star Wars trilogy as one of the pilots. Has done so much, obviously, including New Tricks, and I did meet him again at a later date and got a New Tricks picture signed, which you will see, I think, in another folder. This is Kerry. I know his name, but I can't pronounce it. It's I want to say Japanese, but it might be a different. No, it's not written on there. Strand of Asian name. Apologies to anyone I offend by saying that if I do. But Kerry Takai or something like that. I'll put it on the screen here. He was in License to Kill. Unfortunately, he didn't have any photos from License to Kill, so I got this one, and he's put a quote on it: "Your soul is mine," which is obviously a quote from whatever this is from, but I don't know what it's from. It was quite pleasant, nothing amazing. This was the second time I met Mariam Darboux. This was at a London Comic Con. So to Martin, much love, Mariam Darboux. I do like this picture. This, in between the first and second time I met her, she'd had a brain injury or illness of some sort, and she'd had memory problems. So a lot of my conversation with her, I was asking her was whether Casino Royale lived up to its script, because as I mentioned in a previous part of this video, first time I met her, she said she'd read the script and was looking forward to her film. So I asked her that, and much of the conversation was based on where the previous event was that I met her and what it was like, and eventually she answered the question, and apparently yes, it was. But yeah, so it was very nice, but it was a very rambling conversation. This is... oh, what's his name? Again, it's a name I'm going to... something like Ke Quan or something like that. Again, I'll put it on the screen, and apologies. But he played Data in Goonies. He was also short round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and when I met him, he'd lost his voice, so he couldn't speak, but he was nice enough through gesturing. This is Wendy Leach, who's a stunt woman, who most famously was in the opening credits to Never Say Never Again, but has done lots of stunt work on Bond films and many other films as well. She was on the back of a motorbike in Tomorrow Never Dies, but leapt over a rooftop and landed through a house. And this is her husband, Vic Armstrong, who... stuntman on many Bonds, went on to become stunt coordinator and then second unit director including The World Is Not Enough, and he directs films in his own right as well. He was really nice, as was Wendy. This is Brandon Routh, who's most famous for being Superman in Superman Returns. This is him in Zack and Miri Make a Porno, the Kevin Smith film. And he's done lots of other stuff. He was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. But yes, he was very nice. It's particularly the second time. I'd previously met him and got a Superman photo signed, but this time he was less manic and he was really nice.